Grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. This week, we are in the Wisconsin Dells area, and we are getting ready to go check out some breweries in the Dells and in the Baraboo, Wisconsin area. But before that, we are sitting here around a table, and I am joined by my brother, Brian, the mad scientist. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
That's good. And we also have Larry here.
Hello.
So, guys, I guess we're doing a little pre-checking out beers, so to speak. Brian, as you know, does the brewing at Five Alarm Brewing in Lake Mills, Iowa, and he actually brought down some of his beers to kind of have us try and see, what we think. So, I guess, Brian, if you want to kind of let us, know what you got going on there. Got anything cool going on recently, and what kind of stuff did you bring with?
Well, at the brewery, we just had our town festival a couple weeks ago, so everything was kind of geared towards getting ready for that. So now it's kind of a little wind down period for about the next couple weeks, and then we'll be starting up again for Oktoberfest time period and the winter months. So
okay, so you got I'm guessing like some Oktoberfest beers on the in process.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm behind schedule on them, but they are going.
Well, better late than never, so.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, cool. I guess what did you bring for us to try? What's the first thing we're going to sample here?
Well, the first one I brought is a new recipe for a Maybach, which Maybach is a strong, pale German lager that was originally made to celebrate the coming of spring in Germany. So they called it, pronounced Maybach or Maybach, as some people would say. So yeah, it's a lighter colored German lager and real clean and refreshing.
Okay.
But it is stronger. It's 7% ABV.
All right. I say it's definitely a little darker, darker than a Pilsner color, things like that.
Yep.
Ooh, got a good aroma on it. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. So, like, when you're deciding what beers to brew, are you looking seasonally? Are you looking at, do people request things? Do you just, I guess what goes into the process?
All of the above.
All the above?
If there's something that people are constantly asking me to make every week, then I'll put it on the list of ones to do.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, I try to. I have three at least that I try to keep on all the time, but then I try to rotate the other 5 taps.
Okay.
But yeah, so I always try to have one seasonal tap, so it's always rotating throughout the year.
Okay, nice. So you said this is 7%?
Yep.
Maybach.
7%, and I believe it was 20 or 22 IBUs.
Okay. So Larry, what did you think of the Maybach?
I like the Maybach. It doesn't have a big, harsh hop bite or anything. You got a good flavor, smooth, I think.
I agree. I do think that this is really good, and I get a little bit of hop, but it's not,
Right. The grain in it, the sweetness of the beer kind of mellows out the hop bite.
Okay. All right. Cool. So when you're making this, how long for an average beer do you think? What do you say from start to finish it takes you to brew? And I know it kind of depends on the style, but
right, like a lager, from the time the brewing process takes the same pretty much in all the beers, anywhere from 7 to 7.5 hours for a batch.
Sure.
But then the fermentation, like this one was in the fermenter for 5 weeks before we cold crashed it and then bottled it, or not bottled it, but kegged it. Mm-hmm. Ales are usually in about 3 weeks in the fermenter, depending on which one, of course. Stouts are usually 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay. Now, when you said cold crash, what does that mean for people listening?
We hook it up to a glycol chiller, and we run glycol through a cooling line that's in the fermenter. Mm-hmm. And it cools the wort or the beer down to 38 degrees, so that way all the yeast goes into suspension and falls out.
Oh, okay.
So it saves from having to filter as much.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we'll leave it on the chiller I usually try to leave it on for anywhere from 3 to 5 days to have as much
on the
yeast
chiller
fall out as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when the yeast falls out, is it like you see? I've seen other programs where they have the great big, they call it the yeast cake or whatever. It's all it looks kind of nasty.
Yeah, it doesn't, with only doing it for 3 to 5 days, it doesn't accumulate as much on the, I should say accumulate.
Okay.
It all falls down, but it doesn't solidify.
Gotcha.
So after Usually after 2 days, I'll go in and I'll drain the yeast off that's on it. And then another day or two, I'll do it again and just see if it's getting to where it's just beer coming out. That's when I'll keg it up.
Okay, nice. Well, hey, Larry, what did you think as far as for a score? You know, our scores will go from 0 to 5 by a tenth of a point. What do you think of the Maybach?
Well, you know, I have to kind of watch my scoring since, you know, I drink a lot of Brian's beers. So, but no, I really like this beer, and I'm gonna say like a 2.8.
Okay, yeah. And Brian's kind of eyeballing me right now, so
Yep.
it is. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I think
I'm used to people judging my beer every time they come down. So.
I can imagine. So yeah, it's I do like it too. I was going to say like a 2.8 as well. Like I said, I like how kind of crisp it is, you know, and it's got that really good flavor to it and that little bit of sweetness. Yeah, I think it's a good job. So I'd ask Brian, but I would say he's going to say a 10.
That's right. We told him we could only go to 5. But
All right. So what?
So the next one I brought is, I haven't even tried this one.
Oh,
This is
an exclusive.
Yeah. This is a brand new recipe for a new Kolsch beer.
Now, when at the brewery, do you go through and name all of your beers, or do some of them you just kind of call it by what it is?
I started out trying to name them, and the last about year and a half, 2 years, I just put up there what it is.
Okay.
I figured the owners aren't going to distribute the beer anyways, so
Right.
I'm just gonna call it what it is. And
Sure.
you should probably let everybody know about how the owners are on the fire department. And
yeah, where I brew is Five Alarm Brewing. It's in Lake Mills, Iowa. It started out, there's 4 owners. All 4 of them were on the local fire department, so hence the name Five Alarm. You go in there and it's made up, decorated a lot like you're in a fire hall. They have a lot of the old retired equipment, old fire extinguishers. And
Now, when I was in there last time, I saw you had a wall, and it had like a outline of Iowa, but then it had all sorts of like patches from, was it other fire departments?
Yep.
Or
People from other fire departments come up and they'll bring their patches with them, so that way they'll give one to the brewery, and then they'll put it on the wall, paste it on the wall in the general area where that town is on the map.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So this, you said, was a new recipe. So you have never brewed this particular one before?
No. We made a honey Kolsch before, and it was the previous. See, we was 4 owners. Now there's down to 2 owners that have it, and one of the former owners did the brewing, and he had a honey Kolsch recipe, which was good. But I just always want to try new recipes. So this is a new recipe that I came up with.
So is this a honey Kolsch also?
No, this is just a straight Kolsch.
Okay.
I wanted to get the Kolsch recipe down first before I started adding anything to it.
Sure. Perfect the base first, and then go from there. Yeah, it's got a good aroma. Yeah, that's pretty good. I was going to say it definitely tastes like a Kolsch.
It's nice and clean. That's what I'm happy with it.
I mean, I honestly...
It would be easy to add the honey or other things into it.
Right. Well, I was going to say, just the way it is, I think somebody that's never had a Kolsch before, they could definitely taste or drink it. And,
Right.
And it's not like a, how would you say it, like a really overpowering flavor. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, it's very, very mellow, very smooth. I enjoy that.
Yeah, I think it'd be an easy drinker. So
I agree. Score-wise, he's looking at us. So
now I have to try and source some local honey. I have learned, don't get honey from the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the same as if you get honey from someone that's has bees. And
so as far as like taste-wise, or
it makes it taste completely different if you get stuff that was bought in the store. I don't know if it's I don't know what they do in their process, but obviously it's different than the beekeepers do.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and it's funny because I've seen places where like they're selling honey or whatever, like say a farmer's market or whatever, but then they even say if it's this type of flower or from this, so I guess that even affects the taste of the honey. So I could totally see where that would change something in a beer, because now, again, this is a silly question, but when you're brewing with honey, are you doing that in the boil and all that?
At the end of the boil.
Okay.
After your 60-minute boil is done, when you shut the heat off, that's when you add the honey in.
Okay, so then
So
that
it's
basically
just
melts
dissolving
the,
into the beer, but it's not boiling it.
Okay, gotcha. I often wondered that, so. All right, interesting. So, Larry, getting back to the score.
I'm gonna, actually throw you out there first.
You see, I was hoping you'd go. I like it. I'm going to take another taste here. I think this one I'm going to go like a 2.7. Just because I think it's an extremely smooth and mellow, and anybody could drink it. And I can't wait to try it once he starts adding things as well. He puts his own little spin on it, but I think it's done really well.
And I would agree with you. I was going to actually go that score, but I wanted to, throw you under the bus first.
But he wasn't paying attention. He's getting the next beer out, so I think we're okay. But no, I do think that's really refreshing, and on a hot day, this would be really good.
It'd be very good.
Very good sitting out there.
No, I'm used to criticism, and I always say, well, that's why I make a lot of different beers. There's always something someone likes.
But I mean, like Kolsch, I honestly think that's one that somebody that is into more of the big beer brands, they could drink that, and it's going to have more flavor than they're used to, but it's very mellow, and I enjoyed that. This one looks a little darker reddish kind of hue to it.
Yeah, this is the extra pale ale that I brewed.
Okay.
I always liked Summit EPA that they made.
Yep.
And I love IPAs in general, but I wanted to make an IPA or pale ale that was a little maltier, a little less bitter, but still has, you can definitely taste there's hops in it.
Okay.
I think it came, I should have wrote it down. Oh, wait. We took a picture of the board.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember all the ABVs
and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, have you made this one before?
Yes, this one I have. I think this is the second or third batch of this that I've made.
Okay.
I throw it out there every once in a while. I have one IPA that I try to keep on all the time, the Mosaic IPA, and then we switch out the other ones.
So, not to cut you off, but you had said you have like 3 that you have on there all the time. What are those 3?
I have a Dalmatian Ale, cream ale, and the Mosaic are the 3 that I try to keep on all the time.
The Dalmatian ale is what kind of a beer?
It's a lighter ale.
Oh, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
a lawnmower beer, basically.
Okay. So those are your 3 and they're always on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Dalmatian is, we love Spotted Cow when we come to Wisconsin. And so it's just an easy drinking beer you can drink a lot of. And so I said I wanted to make something like that because I was kind of set in my ways where I was trying, everything was 7% or higher.
Oh, sure.
And then I'm like, no, you can't drink a lot of them.
Right.
And that's usually a good beer for someone who's just getting into craft beer to start out with.
Sure.
It's got a little more flavor than your average domestic beer.
Yeah, exactly. So when you guys are at Five Alarm, I'm sure you've had people come in. What do you have that's like whatever?
Just about every week.
Okay. So that's the one that you recommend?
Yeah, that'd be one of them, or Brian's Cream Ale.
Yeah, okay. And that they usually are pretty receptive.
Yep.
Okay, cool. See, that's the thing I do enjoy when people come in. I've told you before, that was always one of those things that always drove me to drink, is when somebody would go into a craft brewery and to see if they had a nationwide beer, But, now it sounds, especially like the way when you guys are there, that when they ask for that, you can kind of, you recommend these beers, and it seems like they're very open to try it, and I'm sure they probably really enjoy it. So.
Personally, I think it's kind of disrespectful to the brewer or brewery if you're not willing to try one of their beers when you come into a brewery.
Right.
If you just want a
other
beer, then you probably shouldn't come to a brewery.
Yeah, why would you go to a brewery to get that? That's always been crazy. Yep. So, now getting back to this.
So the extra pale ale is 5.6% alcohol.
Okay.
And 41 IBUs.
Okay. And you said you've made this a few other times. Yep. Okay. And like I said, the color is really nice. I mean, it's like the kind of a dark, deep amber type color, almost reddish. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you'll get the malty notes up front, and you get the little bitterness on the back. A little bitter
at the back. Yep, I was going to say that. That's good.
This is one of my favorite beers that he makes down there. When I'm down there, I have at least 1 or 2 of the EPAs. So.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I can totally see, Larry, where you'd like to drink a few of those, because that really is smooth, and I like that malty. It's that, and it's not overly. And I think a lot of times when people hear ESB, they're like, "Oh, that's going to be really harsh," No, this is good. I really like that. So you're back up first, Larry.
Well, so, I'm going to go, because like I say, this is one of my favorite beers when I go down there, so I'm going to throw out a 3.5.
There you go. I was looking at like a 3.2 for sure, all day long, if not more. I like that. No offense, but I would say the first three, that's the top one for me so far. But
Well, I wanted to bring the light ones out first because when you start getting into the IPAs and that, all of a sudden you can't taste nothing on the Polish after a couple IPAs.
And we've done these before, and you'll have a strong one, and then when you have that light one that you can't hardly taste, it gets penalized. So. Yeah, good thinking. So, good job on this one, man. I like that. So, this one isn't on tap all the time, but you make it every so often.
Yep, I would say I have a Black Helmet IPA. Mm-hmm. That's a black IPA or Cascadian Black Ale. That one is very popular down there also. So, I usually try to keep that one on. I'll rotate that one with the Zombie Fire that I brought with me.
Okay.
It's not hot. But I tried looking it up, and there's a actual fire called a zombie fire.
Okay.
That's a fire that's in peat ground.
Oh.
So you can't see the flames, but it's burning.
Really? Huh. Interesting. So have you ever had requests for a beer that you're just like, there's no way, I mean, just some really outrageous,
Yes. And it usually leaves my memory pretty quick, because usually they're around those super hot peppers.
Okay.
And
so you've had people ask for.
Oh yeah, one guy wanted me to try and brew them with ghost peppers, and I'm like, no. I'm like, there'd be no point. It'd be like my habanero, mango habanero I did, where you have one person out of 100 that'll drink it.
Because it was really.
That's what happens when you're drinking fire. So
exactly. Huh, interesting. Because I often wondered about that. Now, you had said before that you had a request for somebody's wedding dance, wasn't it, or something? Yep. Wedding reception?
I did a spicy pickle, dill pickle. Okay. I brought that one with also. That one is not as hot as the first one I did, but they got the idea from the first one.
Okay.
The first one was really warm. There's a jalapeno dill pickle, and I just had too much jalapeno in it.
Oh, okay. I suppose that's really a touchy, just getting to know how much to use,
Yes, but it makes amazing Bloody Marys.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Awesome. All right, so we're up to our fourth one that you brought.
I think the next one, we'll do the Zombie Fire next.
Okay, and what is the Zombie Fire?
It's an IPA. This is the Zombie Fire. It's an IPA I believe it's 6.8% ABV and 65 IBUs.
Okay.
This is another one that once it's on the board, it doesn't last very long.
Oh, yeah? So this is a popular one.
This is a popular one, yes.
Yep.
Now, something like this, can you brew that any time of year, or do you try and...
Yep. These ones I can do anytime. Like I said, I think the last time I made this, it maybe lasted 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's got good aroma. Color-wise, it's a little darker. I mean, as far as, what you think of, like your normal IPA is a lot lighter.
Yeah, it's got more of almost like an amber type color to it.
White head on it. You can definitely smell the hops. Or, I get that kind of citrusy kind of a smell.
I like this one. I like hoppy beers, and this one's hoppy, but it's not offensive hoppy, if that makes any sense.
It's got a little different flavor, and I kind of like it. I mean, honestly, it's not your standard, okay, here's another IPA.
Right.
Not that that's a bad thing, but you know what I'm saying? It's something... I can see where this one is different than a lot of other people, and that's good.
Yeah, I think I have 5 different types of hops in it. So, but yeah, it's very popular down there.
Now, when you're brewing like these, are you using like the pelletized hops?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, in this beer, I think it's 2.5 pounds of pellet hops.
Okay.
In a one barrel batch. So, I would have to have so many leaf hops.
Right.
that it would just be a mess.
Okay. Now, speaking of leaf hops, you have some growing in your backyard.
Oh my God. I have a jungle in my backyard this year.
You know, what variety are those?
Nugget.
That's not okay. And you were telling me that they kind of are growing out of control a little bit.
Yeah, they like this hot, humid weather.
Okay. Now, have you brewed a beer using yours?
Yep, the spruce tip.
Okay.
Spruce tip pale ale.
That's right. We had talked about that on another podcast that you were on, remember? Because it was the spruce tips that you got from me, and then you used your hops. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, okay. So the zombie fire, I like that. Honestly, I'm going to say like a 3. I really think that's got a really unique flavor. I shouldn't say unique, but you know what I mean. It's different than your normal.
Yeah.
But it's really good. So.
Yeah, that's another one. When he puts this one on, I'll be drinking mostly this. So I'll go with 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm impressed. Like I said, it's you're always looking to try and separate yourself from everybody else.
Yep.
You know, and just give it that little twist. And I think this one is for sure like that. So I can totally see why this one doesn't last long when it's on tap. All right. So we got another one here.
Yeah, this one is one that I make for the town festival.
Okay.
Because since we have when they do it, they block off Main Street, and in front of the brewery they fence off an area for like a beer garden outside, so that way they can serve mixed drinks also.
Oh, okay.
But I try to make lower ABV ones that we can sell outside just because there's so much drinking going on. So this is the Lazy Days Session Hazy IPA.
Oh, okay.
It's 4.2% alcohol, and it's 72 IBUs.
Okay. Yeah, this one is lighter in color
Yes.
than the last one. Now, you know, based on like your market there, what would you say is the kind of the more popular styles that you've seen so far, or is it just kind of all over the board?
For the craft beer drinkers, they love about anything, but I mean, IPAs are big, stouts are still big.
Yep.
Sours.
I say,
Usually.
do you see a lot of younger people starting to come in more, or?
We haven't really had a big uptick in it. It's about the same number.
Okay. Because I often wondered, because, you know, you always hear, like, stories of, you know, how, the craft beer industry is kind of suffering because now the younger people aren't really drinking beer. They're into other recreational things, you know, and I didn't know if that...
Yeah, I mean, we still get about the same amount of young people coming through as we always have. But... yeah, so we haven't really noticed that.
Okay.
But we don't get as many as you would like if you're in a college town.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yep. I can totally understand that. Okay, so this one was Lazy Days.
Yep. It's a Session Hazy IPA.
Hazy IPA. Yeah, see, that's got definitely a different flavor than that last one.
Yep.
It's still good. You know, like I said, I'm thinking this one, it seems like the hop flavor lasts longer.
Yep.
You know, to me, where that other one, it was pretty... It hung around, but then it was gone, you know, where this one kind of hangs on. So I think this one would be a little bit more to-year IPA drinkers, you know, that are looking for that, you know, that kind of that hop finish. So,
but yeah, and then like I said, it's 4.2%. So this is one of the ones that we were serving out in the street that weekend. So
okay. And what's the name of the festival?
July Jubilee.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. In July, I'm guessing, every year?
It always happens the weekend after the 4th of July.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So every year you have beers out there, or you're just, you know, they can go in and out?
Both. We have the tap room is still open, but they set up a second tap room out in the street for like when the street dance is going on.
Gotcha. But then out there, I suppose there's fewer choices. You don't have your full lineup.
Yeah, no. They think they had like 2 or 3 of our beers out there. Then they had a couple ciders. You know,
okay. Yep. Just for
a couple other like Liney's beers or something.
Yep, gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Well, hey, who's up? Are you up or am I up?
I'll be you.
Oh man, yeah. I still do like that, and like I said, I think when you're looking at kind of that IPA crowd, they would really, really enjoy that. So honestly, I'm gonna do like a 2.9 on this one because I do like the flavor. And the only thing is, if a new person tried, I think that the hops would maybe turn, because, you know, I know we've talked about it before that hops are very touchy, you know, kind of thing. to where, people are like, oh, and it's like, yeah, but you don't realize all beers have high, to some extent,
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm going to go 2.9.
I'm going to go with 3.
Okay.
Again, it's another one of my favorite beers. So,
Well, yeah, because it was always funny because Brian and I were always more the stout guys, and then you were always IPA guy.
yeah.
So then that was the first beer style that I decided I'm going to just drink as much of it as I can in a year to get used to it.
That's what I did.
And that's what I did.
I'm still trying to get used to like the porters and the stouts because I think it's just for the fact that I don't drink coffee.
Right.
And a lot of those, the way the malt is roasted, I get a coffee flavor that I really don't care for.
Oh,
so,
sure.
I think maybe if I was a coffee drinker, maybe I'd like it more.
Well, that's what I always say, though, is I don't drink coffee unless it's in a stout.
That's right. Right.
I'm wondering.
Because if you remember, my grandmother, your mother, always told us that coffee would stunt your growth.
That's right.
And she was short.
Yeah.
So I believed her. All right. So what's the next?
Well, the next one that I brought is something different. For the wedding that we were talking about earlier, there was the people wanted a spicy dill pickle beer, and they wanted a sangria ale.
Okay.
And so this was a peach raspberry sangria that I added extra sugar into to bring the ABV up to about 6%.
Okay.
And then carbonated it like a beer.
Okay. So sangria is
a wine.
a wine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the sangria is a wine, and you made this for that wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did they think of it?
Oh, they really liked it.
Did they?
Yeah. The gal that worked she was a bartender at the brewery.
Okay.
That asked me about it, and it was so hilarious because she asked me when she was working there about getting some kegs for a wedding that she was in or they were hosting or something because they own a campground outside of Forest City, Iowa.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Just give me a heads up, a couple months ahead of time. Well, she called me a month before the wedding, and she's like, so are we good on those beers? And I go, what beers? This has been like 6 months,
sure.
And she hadn't, since they opened up, she hadn't been there.
Oh.
And I'm like, remind me what they were again. So it takes a month to make a wine, and I had 33 days before the wedding.
All right.
So I was kegging it the morning of the wedding or the day before, and then force carbonated it, and yeah.
Wow.
Like this was your second batch that you made.
Yep.
And I have to say that this here was my favorite batch that he made.
Really? So what kind of flavors are we looking for in this? Peach, you said?
It's a peach raspberry.
Oh, yeah. I definitely get the raspberry. That's good. I'm not a wine guy or anything like that, but it tastes different than that. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, it was funny. I texted her and asked her, so how was the sangria? And she's like, that is dangerous. She said, I drank so much of that night at the wedding. I was so drunk. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
What ABV,
6.
Oh, it's 6. Okay.
And normally it would be like around 4.
Okay.
4.2.
But that's still not terrible, but I suppose depending on how much you drank,
Yeah. Yeah. All she said is, it'll creep up on you. She said.
Yeah, that's...
Well, what is their deal they have down in Lake Mills around Valentine's Day that they...
Oh, Galentine's Day.
And that's what you made the first one for,
Yep.
right?
Because we always made a mixed drink for Galentine's Day.
Okay.
It's around Lake Mills. They have this thing called Galentine's Day, and you can pay to get a flute glass, and you can go around to all these different shops, and they have a specialty drink that you can get. And they have some kind of sales and whatnot going on. And then at the end of it, they pick who had the best drink. Well, the year before, we had gotten picked as the best drink because we made it was basically a mix of cider and champagne.
Okay.
And so instead of doing that, which we still did that, offered that, but then I made this same peach raspberry sangria.
And that one didn't last long
pretty
either.
well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was gone that day.
Okay.
I only make 5 gallons of it, and make 6 gallons.
6 gallons.
5
okay.
gallons were gone that day, and then the 6th gallon lasted maybe, or the the final one in like a week.
Okay.
I think your mom wants them to make a 16-gallon one. So.
Yes, I do know that Mom had said that I think, well, you had said, Brian, that when you were filling up a growler, it like blew the keg and that was the end of it. So we're probably could be in trouble, but we're going to blame Brian for that.
I agree. I'll go along with that.
Yeah. So I guess, score-wise, we should probably score it. And I guess I don't know really what to compare it to, but I thought it had a really good raspberry flavor. I'm going to say a 3.1 just because I really like the flavor.
Yeah. I'm going to go a 3.2.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not like a big cider drinker. That's kind of what I compare it to.
Yep.
But I'm not a wine drinker either, but I could drink that.
Okay. So what are you pouring right now?
This is the spicy dill pickle.
Okay.
I start off with basically like a cream ale base type of beer, a lighter beer like that. And then I added, after primary fermentation, I added in 3 of the big jars of zesty dill pickles.
Okay.
And I sliced them up and put them in emulsion bags and dropped them in there. And then I added in jalapeno puree.
Okay. So you're using actual pickles. It's not like pickle juice.
Well, I put the pickle juice in also.
Oh, you did too. Okay.
But, yep, I put the pickles themselves in a bag so it wasn't such a mess.
And that's the bottom. Through the entire boil or at the end?
No, that's just in the fermenter.
Oh, okay.
So you make the normal beer, and then after primary fermentation is done, you drain the yeast off, and then you add the pickles in.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I would say like a week before you're going to keg, I'll add the pickles in.
Okay. And then that just sits in there for that amount of time.
Just to get that flavor into the beer.
All right. Boy, I get the pickle, and it's not overpowering, though. Like some of the pickle beers that we've had before, some of them get really like you're almost drinking pickle juice.
Right.
Straight. But then at the end, I do get that little bit of heat,
And if you I get the aroma from the peppers off it right away.
Yep, and that's pretty crazy because, like I said, I know we've had some other pepper beers that are same thing where and you said it's jalapeno.
Yep.
Okay, because again, it's just interesting to me how jalapenos vary so much in heat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure with the puree, that helps that a little bit. But boy, I tell you, this is really good because I've had Distal. They make a spicy pickle
sour.
Yep.
Sour, but it's very spicy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And they're just their regular pickle sour is very pickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're drinking the pickle juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it'll make you pucker up when you drink.
Oh yeah. Well, it's Sucker Punch or whatever is the name of that one.
Yep.
And I don't remember the name of the spicy one, but boy, the thing I noticed was
it was hot.
It was hot. And I don't typically mind hot stuff, but that was like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, and that's how this is my second bad time doing this. Mm-hmm. The first one was that way, where it was like, because I only make one barrel, so half the barrel was just straight dill pickle ale because we had a older lady that came in, her and her husband would come in, and she always yelled at me about not having pickle beer on.
Okay. So that goes back to people requesting.
So then I added jalapeno into the second half that was still in the fermenter.
Okay.
And it was just too much.
Oh, sure.
So
now when you did this one, you did the entire...
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, it's going to have to be, otherwise you never know how hot it's going to get.
Right. Yeah, I really enjoy this here. Larry, what do you think on this one?
Yeah, I like this one too. Lately we've been drinking a lot of pickle beers for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one here, it doesn't, like you say, the pickle doesn't overpower it.
Yeah,
got just the right amount of heat to it.
Yep. Score-wise, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go 3-3.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna up you a little bit. I was gonna go 3-5. I really think this is good. I like that combination of the pickle and the spice from the peppers. And like I said, they're both, I think, work extremely well together, and they're both the right amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you get a little of the heat on the backside,
right?
But it's not overpowering.
Yeah. And even this, like this one here, a new person could try it, and they're not going to get blown out by the pickles or the peppers. You know what I mean?
Well, the funny part down there is we'll have someone that'll order it, and they'll like it, and then they find out that we can make it into a Bloody Mary. Well, and that's the
then
next
they want
one. They
another
order
one.
is a Bloody Mary with it.
Yep.
So you mix this in with like your
Yeah.
Bloody Mary.
I'll take some of this pickle beer, and then I add Dalmatian into it, and then top it off with Bloody Mary
mix type stuff.
Yeah.
You
Put
know,
some celery salt on top.
Yep, and then to get people to really love it, he throws a pickle and a beef stick in there.
Oh,
also.
sure. So that's kind of wild that you can, that it's nice if they can make the Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
So that's cool, and I can totally see where somebody would be like, well, wait a minute, I got to try that. I'm
you
sure
know,
it gives a little different spin.
Typically, we're down there on Sunday, and the one bartender, he loves just mixing up different concoctions, but we kind of started that where it's not super busy, so we'll just I wonder what it would taste like if we mix this with this, and sometimes it's like, okay, we probably shouldn't have done that, but
sometimes it doesn't work,
but
and sometimes it does.
Sometimes it's like, hey, that's pretty good,
Okay, interesting.
Like he makes in the wintertime, he'll make a caramel apple ale.
Yeah, caramel apple cream ale.
Yeah, so then we found that it's going to sound funny, but you put a shot of cinnamon whiskey in there, and it's like drinking apple pie. So,
Interesting. That's crazy. So, all right, is this our
The last one I brought with is another new one that's not even on tap yet.
Oh,
It's the double chocolate oatmeal stout.
okay.
I have already tasted this one because, I know a guy.
You know a guy. Well, and you're kind of like the quality control or something.
Well,
too,
yeah,
aren't
somebody
you?
has to do it.
It's a terrible job. but
I'm in training for my retirement job. So
yeah. Ooh, that one's like pretty dark. That says definite potential. Ooh.
And the funny part is, with this one, I was originally just going to make my normal chocolate oatmeal stout, but I didn't have enough of the one grain. Mm-hmm. So I had to quick adjust everything and turned it into a double chocolate oatmeal stout.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yep, and now it's probably going to be in the rotation.
Okay. What's the ABV? Do you know?
This one is 6.5.
Okay. So it's still not
It's like
super.
6.5 and 30 IBUs, but you don't even notice the IBUs.
Sure.
With the,
Yep. Wow. I can get the chocolate. Mm-hmm. That's
it's got a little bitterness, but it's almost like it's from the chocolate. Is what it seems like.
yeah, it'd be like a dark, tasting a dark chocolate.
Yep. Wow. Boy, that's smooth too. And I was wondering if it was going to have like that really, sometimes call it the burnt flavor, that really roasted malt flavor.
Yep.
But
Right.
it doesn't,
Right.
Nope.
Because I can see, I know people that, they'll have cigarettes and coffee, that's what they call the stouts, or that it's burnt or whatever. And it's like, this is.
And that's like I was saying earlier. I'm trying to get used to the stouts and the porters because of that flavor.
Yep.
Where I actually like this one. Like you say, you get more of the chocolate, like a bitter chocolate taste than a coffee taste.
Yeah, right now on this, I don't taste chocolate. I'm sorry, I don't taste coffee.
Right. No.
At all. You know what I mean?
No, just the chocolate you're getting.
Yeah, that is good. It's smooth mouthfeel and such. I can see this one should sell quite a bit.
Yep. Yep. I have one. We're running low. I have one's called Breakfast of Champions, which is I always say it's a cereal stout because it's brewed with Reese's Puff cereal.
Okay.
And it's got 6 pounds of lactose in it. It's like a milk stout type of beer. But yeah, I can't wait till this one goes on because I like this one more myself.
Right.
Which the breakfast is good. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people like it, but I think this is going to go over really well.
Oh yeah, I'd bet you anything that it's going to go over really well.
Yeah, I got a text from Brian one morning. He was down brewing Breakfast of Champions, and all the cereal was on the top of the kettle. He was boiling it in, and he goes,
the mash, so it's
he said,
soaking
this
in
is
the water.
really smells good. Would it be wrong if I ate this? I was like, yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah. So cool. So this is nobody's even tasted this one yet.
Nope.
Wow. So we're having
Just the
breaking
3 people
news
at this table.
Yeah, we're breaking news. Nice. Yeah, I guess, Larry, what do you think for a score on this one?
I'm gonna go 3.5 on this one.
Yep, I'm going exactly that same score. I think this is pretty good. And I can, like I said, I have no doubt that this thing's going to sell like crazy because if they like your other stouts, I mean, this is really good. And like I said, I really just enjoy that extra chocolate kind of taste, and that'll be a big seller.
This one here would go good with your cinnamon pretzels.
Yes. Yes, that is for sure. That would be good. So, well, awesome. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of the tour of Five Alarm Brewing and what you've been up to lately. Again, we didn't have a bad one in the bunch, and the vast majority of those are like really, anybody could try them and drink them, and there's not any, like I said, other than the one IPA where that it had the more hop to it. That, I could see a new person going, ooh, but like even this, I think a new person could drink it and go, oh, that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, usually if a new person comes in and they're like, I don't really like IPAs, I have them try the Mosaic. Because our Mosaic is not bitter at all.
No, you don't taste any hop. There's no hop bite, I should say, in that one.
It's our most popular IPA that we have. It's still 60 IBUs, but you'd never know it. I mean, it's really smooth.
What's the ABV on that one?
6.
Yeah.
It's 6 now. Originally, when Jason, the former owner, that was a brewer, made it was 8%.
Okay.
But one time I messed up and I forgot to add in 8 pounds of sugar into it at the end of the boil. So I'm like, well, I figured it out when I was transferring it into the fermenter. So I'm like, well, too late now. So we're just going to see what everyone thinks, and everybody liked it more.
Oh, there you go.
It had a little bit more. It wasn't as sweet, so it had a little bit more hop to it.
Okay.
And everybody liked the fact that it was only 6% instead of 8%. So, So we kind of pulled everybody that came in, and then
which you liked better, and left it.
They said, leave it like this. They said, I can have a few of them. They said.
There you go. Nice. Now people can come in and do flight. You guys do flights, offer flights. So and that's always a nice thing. And I'm sure if somebody has never had something, said, hey, could I taste that? You probably give us a little.
Yep.
Yeah, and you see, that's the nice thing too, that you can do.
I'm notorious for if new people come in and never been there, they'll usually do flights.
Yep.
And then I'll end up having them sample the ones they didn't get to. So.
Oh, sure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever in that area, if you stop down, now not only does Brian brew the beer, but you bartend at times too.
Yep.
So how many breweries can say that their head brewer is actually there, and you can talk to him and while he's serving you a beer.
And some days I'm serving them beer while I'm brewing beer. So I'm like, I'll be right back. I got to run back to the brewing room.
That would be multitasking.
Yeah.
And that's how the mango habanero came to be fired.
Yes. Yep.
What is that story?
Well, the young man that was supposed to bartend that day forgot that he was supposed to bartend, so he didn't show up. And I was making the beer, and it got to be noon, and he wasn't here. So I'm like, okay. So I went out, opened up, unlocked the door, turned the sign on, going back and forth, and so I added part of the puree in, let it sit for a half hour, brought out a sample for me and Larry, and you couldn't even taste it.
Yeah, I told him, I said, well, I really don't get any heat from this, I said. So he went back and dumped the rest of the bottle in there.
Well, when I was going back there, a big group of people come in the door. So I'm like, oh, crap. So I ran back in there. I just dumped the rest of the puree in there, sealed it up, went back out to bartend.
And then a week later, I got a phone call, and he said, yeah, we shouldn't have done that.
Well, I wasn't taking all the blame,
But you ended up selling it all, though, right?
No,
we
still have
it.
it.
You still have
but
some?
he has customers come in and will buy a whole growler of it.
We got one loyal customer that he comes in, and he'd buy a growler of it every week. I tell him I still have it. I said, because it's too hot, I think, to really put on tap.
Okay.
Yeah, you get the burn instantly, and it hangs on for a long time.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to remember that. So when I come back again, I'm gonna have to get some and try it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I have tried, anything from jalapeno to ghost pepper beer, and jalapeno is still the hottest I've ever had. But I'm gonna have to try that.
Well, he's got something for you.
Yeah. And if like the spice, the super hot jalapeno dill pickle one, we use that for Bloody Marys.
Okay. Yeah.
And when we run out of that one, who knows? We may try to use the mango habanero for Bloodies.
Right. The Bloody Mary mix would cover up some of the mango flavor.
Yeah. I'd have to put less of it in
for sure. You'd have to just experiment a little bit to see what the right level is. So, well, cool, guys. Thanks for Brian. Thanks for bringing the beer, and thanks for sitting in here, Larry, and kind of giving us your feedback. And like I said, you're down there quite a bit, and I just like hearing how you guys, when people come and talk to you guys on, recommending beers or new people, and that how how it goes, because that's always been, the kind of the goal of our podcast too, is trying to get new people to try it, and we always say, buy local because that money stays local, and
Yep.
and there's always something at a craft brewery for anybody,
Yep.
so
Yeah, you just have to be willing to try it.
just go in with an open mind, and
Right.
you're going to find something that you're going to like, and that's
Yep.
true in any case. So, well, awesome. Well, I think we have a few more here. We can go break back into some of these and try some more of these beers again, or revisit them after this. So, cool. Well, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm
And your beer is always cold.
See ya. Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untapped, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.